Hello and welcome to Click Click Play episode 79. It's the Twitch special and we have a full house here today. Joining me as... Yeah, everyone's here. Joining me as always, the one, the only...
Miss Flighty Broad.
Hi.
How are you doing, Flighty?
I was in a lot of pain, but I'm kind of hopped up on painkillers right now.
Oh, wow.
So I'm doing really, really well.
I had a wine-fueled
very well
lunch,
for
so
myself.
we're gonna go. It's gonna be great. This.
Oh, excellent. We're like on the same level right now.
What enhancements are you on today? Ace of Twitch.
Hi guys. That was great, dude.
Well, have you had anything? Are you on any kind of pills or alcohol right now?
Not today. Not today.
High on life.
That's an intro question to ask, isn't it?
When was the last time you've done cocaine?
Including today.
30 minutes ago.
Man, there's still some here.
Oh yeah, got a bit there. All right.
Yeah, it's a donut.
And joining us for the first time ever on Click Click Play, he is Twitch royalty, a partnered streamer, Devon Bumpkin.
Bow down.
Yay!
Bow.
Hello.
How are you doing? Welcome to our little thing that we do every.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
No, thanks for coming on. It was like you're the best person to make plans with. Like three weeks ago, I said, "Hey, do you fancy being on the stream on the 9th of September?" And here you are. I can't believe it.
And here I am.
Wow.
How much did you pay him?
Normally when I say, "Hey, do you fancy being on the podcast?" they're like, "Oh, message me an hour before." I'm like, "Well, you can't really wait that long." Oh, so
it's all about the diary management. You just got to slip people in where they need to be.
yeah. Oh well, great. I'm glad you slot me in here. Well, people might know Flighty and Ace from previous things such as the Twitch Play podcast, which is now Click Click Play always, but just like we have Twitch specials. And also Ace was on the Eurovision stream, who was some great dab dancing. That was amazing.
Flashbacks to the one clip and at the end where we all dabbed to chicken.
Yeah, we dabbed to the chicken dance.
What's the song called again? Wasn't it like
the Israel winning song? I think you weren't drinking, but everyone else was so drunk. I got banned from.
You guys go crazy.
I got a perma ban from Mixer thanks to that stream.
Wait, didn't you resolve it?
Yeah, I had to message and grovel a lot and got that overturned. But that is
worth it. Ben for having too much fun.
I'm not doing that next time.
What was the permaban for?
We were using. I was streaming the videos so everybody could tune in and watch them from like the same stream, like, just as an instant. Like before low latency was on Twitch, it existed on Mixer. So we did that, and like after an hour and a half, they banned it, or they gave me a temporary ban, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just use another account." So for evasion of ban, I got a permanent ban, but no, it's all back. I said I was very drunk, sorry. But yeah, well, Devon though, people don't know who Devon is. Well, they do, I'm sure. But tell us, who are you? Where do you come from?
Hi. My name's my real name's Aiden. My channel's called Devon Bumpkin.
Ooh.
I'm from Devon in England. That's where the channel name comes from. And I'm primarily a Sims 4 streamer on Twitch, but I am a variety streamer as well. I do stream any game that I feel like playing as well. So
yeah, you're from? Are you kind of new to Twitch, like the last year or so, aren't you? Aren't you from YouTube?
Yeah, I had my year anniversary last week. I think.
Yeah.
Year anniversary last week.
Ooh,
And your birthday was yesterday.
This week. Wasn't
Yeah.
last week at all. This week.
When was your birthday? Yesterday?
My birthday was 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago.
Tell us
Happy
about your YouTube channel, because that's how it started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I started my YouTube channel about 3 years ago. Main reasons being, I watched Twitch, well, when it was called Justin TV, and I remember Man vs. Game. I remember Man vs. Game streaming, and I was just like, I want to do that. But I never had the confidence, never in a million years, but I thought that I would do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the easiest way to try and get the confidence was to start a YouTube channel. First off, with like no camera or anything, getting comfortable speaking into the mic, just talking people through speed builds and stuff like most Sims 4 YouTubers do.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think I'd get following. I just wanted to share my creations, but slowly and like steadily, I built a really, really good following on YouTube. And I thought, right, I think now I've got the confidence to move to Twitch and do everything over on Twitch, which is my kind of primary, like my primary base now for content. And the rest is history. And I never in a million years thought that I would get a partner, but I did kind of, I think 8 months, 7 months or 8 months into streaming on Twitch.
Wow.
And I can't believe it. Like all my peers that I ever watched and kind of admired, I remember seeing some of them chase it for like 3-4 years, even like, and yeah, I cannot believe it. And here we are, and I'm having the time of my life on it. Like, my
Gone,
community
climb the
just-
ladder as high as possible, and
Yeah.
now you're stuck on the click play podcast.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Little blip.
How things have gone downhill.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks for
Rude.
sending for us.
You'll be on Mixer next, yeah. So, did you get a lot of
Welcome to the
people
gutter.
from YouTube coming over? Did people say, "Hey, I watch you on
Not a
YouTube"?
lot. Not surprisingly, no, not a lot. A lot of my friends, like I can see Leander in chat now. Hello, Leander. A lot of my friends who are also Sims 4 creators on YouTube, they followed me over there, and we kind of just set up a community full of absolute weirdos. To be honest, we're all completely strange, weird, and amazing. And
Can relate.
yeah, do you know what I mean? It's just, I think you kind of surround yourself with people very similar to yourself, and I'm full of the filthiest things. The quite sickest humor sometimes, but not to be nasty, not nasty humor. I've just got a little bit of a dark edge to my humor,
Perfect.
and I don't know. Yeah, I think that's
Oh, you're a poor
That's like
fit
on-
for this podcast.
Yeah, we're
Let
very
me-
innocent here.
Let me tell you what.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
I've heard.
Oh, Flighty, we're 20. Whitey, sorry, Flighty. Oh, we're 20 minutes in. Do you need to do your little advert?
Do it.
Hang on. Boy butter. Or when you need to grease your asshole. Yo, I'm running out of slogans. I need to just like sit down one day and like write them.
Straight to the point.
Doesn't.
In all seriousness, though, this is my favorite anal lube, and you should definitely give it a try. It is soft as velvet.
Doesn't beat around the bush. Pardon the pun.
Ah,
Wow.
yeah,
Can we get it on
don't-
Amazon Prime?
Mm.
You can. You can get a literal bucket of it
Wow.
for for play parties and stuff. Just so
course.
people can like scoop out a little handful and whatever.
Plum Dot says, "These are my kind of people. I love it." Oh, this is not even her final form. Go and. But yeah, so Devon, you're speaking of kind of promotion and people partnering and things with you. You got an EA pack or something, didn't you?
I did on my birthday as well. I was just telling these two. I was streaming. I was like 2-3 hours into the stream, and I heard the doorbell ring, and I was like, I'm not going to answer that. I really can't be bothered. Then I thought, no, I'm getting my bathroom done at the minute. It's probably something to do with the bathroom. Run downstairs, and then came back with this huge package from EA. Like I've never seen so much like merch and stuff in it before, and this is my first
Wow.
time I've ever got anything off of EA as well. Like.
Oh, that's sweet.
Was it coincidence
it
it was
was
on your
amazing.
birthday or?
Yeah, it was a coincidence. I
Wow.
thought it wasn't. I
No.
said it in my mind. I was like,
They have great timing too, like right on the stream on your
yeah,
birthday.
no. I was just like, what? I had to delete my VOD though, my 12-hour VOD, because I showed my address on stream.
Oh.
Really?
Like, look! Permanent marker, full address.
Oh, damn it.
There's a lot of weirdos around here. You don't
come
want to be
back.
showing your address on stream.
No. So delete
Yeah,
VOD.
well,
Oh.
It played in my head, I was like, because there was a freezer bunny, which is like this sort of Sims 4 mascot, and I was like, I showed that on stream, and it's right next to my address. I wonder if let's go back and check that VOD. I was like, I did. Let's go.
Don't clip it.
oh, 12 hours of content. Damn
Yeah.
it.
But I could have just like premiered it and like cut that out of something, but
Yeah, and then reload.
in my head, I was just like, delete.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, like.
Yeah. That was good. I caught the very beginning of your stream, Devon, and the very, very end. And I got to say, you didn't seem like you'd done a 12-hour stream. I was impressed.
I usually struggle with a 4-hour stream, to be honest. Like,
Mm.
I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was about that day. I think the community kind of pushed me on to, I don't know, just go full pelt with it. And I did right until the very end. And it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And Leander, you can please leave now. Thank you. He's saying it was 11 and a half hours.
Yeah, no, it wasn't 12, was it?
It actually was now. Shh. I was just like, I'm done now. I was playing a horror game and I was just like trying to read text. I was just like, no, we're going.
Who was it? Jodie
Bye.
Foster or somebody was in the game?
It looks exactly like it. It's remothered Tormented Fathers. It's like an indie horror game. I bought it on early access and I played it on stream on early access, but it was like Outlast 2. It was like a running away simulator and hiding, and I just got bored of it. So I thought I'll wait until it gets fully developed, and I went back to it and I got bored.
Yeah.
5 minutes in, I was like, yeah, but this is done.
Yeah, I
We're
think it was about 11 and a half hours. You're like, I'll be honest, guys, this game's boring me. Best thing to do, just stop it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But anyway, let's go into like games we've been playing. Oh, actually, I have the games. I'm going to put the games intro. I'll steal it from the other click we played.
Yeah.
Ready, go.
Time to play the game. It's all about the game. And how you play it, all about control. And if you can take it, all about your debt. And if you can play it, it's all about pain. And who's gonna make it?
What games are you playing, you bastards, you?
What games you playing, you bastard, you?
Oh, I love it that Devon probably gets most of my really obscure British references.
Oh, crab paste.
What a bastard!
My min's just kicking out a rat pong.
Rat pong.
Oh, you
Oh, I need to
Oh,
send
you
Flighty some of these
nerd.
clips. So, Flighty, what weird, unusual games have you been playing? Because we're going to go on to later about you being a niche streamer, but what have you been playing?
So, the last weird game, little preamble, I haven't streamed in about a week because I have a couple of cracked teeth, and speaking for prolonged amounts of time hurts so bad.
Oh, welcome to the podcast, Flighty. Thanks for... We'll make it a short one.
You know what? I was actually going to make you feel bad. I ditched my stream all week, and I loaded up on painkillers just to be here today.
Oh, Flighty.
Loaded up.
But you did say it was
Just
just
for
because of
you,
Devon.
baby. I mean, okay, so chat, look at all of these handsome faces I'm surrounded by, right?
What, where?
Like, be
What the-
jealous. My
mean, Atty?
friends. Be jealous. But the last game that I recall playing, actually two games that I recall playing. I played Silvio, which was an indie title that was kickstarted a number of years ago, and it is a EVP simulator, electronic voice phenomenon. It's when people like listen for ghost voices.
Yeah.
And the mechanics in that game were actually really, really cool. You like walk around with this like old timey tape recorder and you like listen to static and you hear voices and you have to like play the tape back like fast forward or slow backwards, and like they make you like search for the voices in the dead air that you recorded.
Like ghost hunting?
Yes,
God,
exactly.
That
It's
sounds
like,
amazing.
it was made in Unity 5. So the gameplay was not as smooth as it could have been. And it's not a pretty game, but the ghost hunting mechanics were interesting enough to like be going through the whole, I think, like 8-hour experience. So the ending was really disappointing though.
Oh,
Really?
They got like, you can tell they were kind of like, oh, we're done now. Like we're done here. Thanks for playing, guys. But other than that, it was a fine game. And another one that I started playing and that I had to kind of shelve for a little bit was one of my partners got me a game called Samarost 3. It's a little point-and-click adventure that has phenomenal music. You have like a little space gnome guy who like gets this little like clarinet thing, and he like listens for sounds and he plays them back, and it's like this gorgeous like they spent a lot of time on the music in that game.
Mm.
Long story short,
Love.
and the art is so beautiful and ugly at the same time, and like the puzzles.
How does that work?
It's like they're really like carefully done drawings of really ugly things. So like, and some of the things are really cute. But and like I have a very heavy like visual arts background, so like things like that really resonate with me. And the puzzles are really good. They're really different and kind of abstract. And that is what I left off on before my teeth
Decided to.
Have you not been playing anything off stream?
Yes, I have. I've been playing a shitload of Warframe.
Oh, with your person of interest?
With my person of interest, in fact. Although my person of interest did abandon me for Destiny 2.
Good man, good man. Jeez.
I mean, the DLC though, goosebumps left and
That's
right.
exactly like the day it came out. He was like, "I can't play Warframe with you for like 2 weeks. Sorry."
But you know what? Well, you know what you need to do, Flighty? You can do the entire whatever you want to do in Destiny. You can do it with another person.
I mean, the real choice is why haven't you abandoned Warframe
Sorry.
and gone to the new Destiny 2 DLC or
Yeah.
expansion?
Well, I would have to pay money for the DLC. However, I also need to level up my character because she's like, I don't know, like level -12 or something like that. She needs to get up there.
I said I'll give you a carry. I can give you a carry through there.
You need to
That's-
carry me as well then. I think
Oh,
my
yeah.
light level's like 288.
Oh, I just
That's
re-
like
We're gonna turn this into a Destiny stream in here. Like 5 minutes.
yeah.
I just
Situations where you need to carry multiple people around are exactly what boy butters.
God.
That segue was amazing.
wow, you carry them.
There's your slogan.
Good lord. Yeah, I'm happy to join. I just got to like my first character. I got to 511, so I'll happily go through the story with any of you guys. When you finish the main campaign, it like automatically levels you up. Like if you're level 16 or something and you finish this campaign, it'll bump you up to 20,
Jesus Christ.
and then the rest is kind of easy. So yeah, it's well. Any other games, Flighty, before we move on to various other things we've got?
No, that's been it for me.
Nice. What about, well, we'll leave Devon for a little bit. What about Ace? There in the corner.
leave me alone.
I've been streaming for like I think a little over a week. Just needed a break, but I've
Yeah.
been playing Overwatch a lot in my own time. I bought it and then I gave up for it. I gave up on it for after about a week because I was just too salty. I just sucked at the game so bad. The salt levels were so high I could not take it.
Yeah.
And then recently, people were telling me to play it again, and I recently heard about the new added character, Hammond, the Wrecking Ball. And if you know me, you know I love cute things, hence why I know all of you guys.
Oh.
That explains why I'm here. No, Hammond is extremely fluffy and cute, and it's basically the sole reason that I'm now. I don't want to say addicted, but really invested in Overwatch now.
Yeah.
Because it's just too cute to miss out on.
Yeah, I get that completely.
I'm one of those people that never got bitten by the Overwatch bug. I play it and I'll play it for an hour and enjoy that hour, but then after 1 hour, I just find it really repetitive.
It's more fun with friends. Like without friends, about 1 hour or 30 minutes, and I'm done. The reason I mostly got back is because Glenn and Brenda invited me over for a match, and then it became 2 a.m.
Yeah, I know. I got a message from Glenn saying like, "Oh, I'm
Actually,
playing
the
it."
same thing happened with you, Ben. Like when you invited me over to play some Fortnite.
Oh yeah.
You made me install it, and then we played till 4 a.m. in the morning.
And I remember, like, for that entire week, every time I loaded up Fortnite, it was Ace of Fortnite is playing right now. But what about have you switched over? Have you not got addicted to the Destiny expansion yet?
No, I still haven't finished the story yet.
No.
I feel bad for it. I mean, I told you that when I saw the expansion pack, I was like, I want to get in on this, and I
Yeah.
still haven't. So.
But I mean, it's something good that maybe after you've finished the campaign, because they've actually added loads of new stuff that you get whatever. So they've changed the base, a lot of the game itself, and that was just like pushed free to everybody. So if you're still enjoying it at the end of the campaign, like the DLC is just the expansion right now is phenomenal.
I mean,
it's really good.
I still have to get into the raids, but I mostly got into Destiny because I was looking forward to playing with everyone, including you. But
Yeah.
I can't do that until I finish the freaking story.
Well, I can help you.
So-
we can do a big carry of everybody
you-
through.
Can you play together with the older missions?
Can you play to?
Like go up with me? Or...
Yeah, I can. Yeah, if you're the leader, you can do it, and I'll just tag along.
I'll tag along with you.
Yeah.
We'll carry you guys to
level up
victory.
mine.
Also, if you really don't care about the base story, which I recommend going through it definitely, but if you just want to have like another character that goes into the DLC, the expansion, if you buy the expansion, you can start a new character and push it to level 300, I think. No, it goes to where you can start the expansion.
Yeah, after the expansion, your light level can go from like max 300 plus to like 500, right?
I
Like
think
the-
600 is the
550.
max. Yeah, 600 is the max. I'm on 511, but it's reached the point where it's doing like bounties and things to get it higher. So I've reached the drops are not going to be much use to me. It's all about the grind now.
I mean, the Crucible has
Grind.
been reset too, and they've
Oh, yeah.
and they've added the new
Nice.
Gambit thing. Like the
Gambits, yeah, there's like a new mode being added called Gambit, which is PvEVP, which is weird. Because you're yeah, it's weird because there are two teams of 4, and you're killing these enemies that appear around this very small map, and they're dropping these moats, and you have to take them and bank them in like a central bank area. And for every 5, 10, or 15 that you bank, you can send a monster over to the other team, and it'll stop them from banking their moats until they've defeated it. So, and then every 25 that you push in, one of you can go to the other side and try and kill all kill the whole team. So it's really, really good fun, especially if you've got like one person on your team who's awesome at killing others, like PvP. You're sorted. It's so much fun though.
Mm.
I've mostly been playing multiplayer games now, just because for the sole reason of that it's more fun to play with people.
Yeah.
Like there's two things that really get me really into a game, which is either the story or playing with friends.
Mm-hmm.
I mean sometimes gameplay, but then it really has to be a good game. Like the game Broad was just talking about, the one with the one about the ghost hunting.
Mm.
I mean that. You said it didn't have a really great story, but those people like I guess mostly focus on the gameplay aspect of the game.
Mm. If you got good,
Yeah.
you can find like
Yeah,
PV. Sorry, yeah.
Silvio was like, they had kind of a good story lined up, but then they were like, we don't know how to finish this.
La 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 la.
Some ghost shit happens at the end. Yeah.
Like just
Boo,
that.
yeah.
Period.
Love it.
No, I'm the same as you. Like sometimes I've got a bit of a mix right now. I'm playing Destiny pretty much all the time. But I've started Spider-Man on PS4, which is
Oh, it looks
really
so
good
good.
fun.
I
It
really think
looks
of getting
so
the game.
good.
That's
Yeah.
one of the things that really bothers me. There are so many cool games coming out, but on fucking PS4, and don't have a capture card to stream it, and that's the downside
Mm.
of being a.
He's
a
brilliant. I
PC
mean,
gamer.
Spider-Man is brilliant. But yeah, like I can play a single player game for maybe 3 or 4 hours, and then I'm like, oh, I'm ready to go and do some other type of things, some like co-op or that. I'm not somebody that can play a single player game for 12, 13 hours like some.
But like
Oh,
not even,
Y'all
like,
are
not-
crazy.
not
Yeah.
even if the story is great.
Yeah, even if the story's great, I find myself just wanting to take a break for a little while.
I like Resident Evil, like a 2-month break.
Yeah, Resident Evil. I just want to get that over with.
Have you still finished it?
Yeah, I finished it in VR. I played
Oh,
like the
shit.
whole like 80% of it in VR, and that was scary. You get numb to it a little bit. yeah, there's still some parts of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see when I'm playing games. I don't want nothing to do with none of you motherfuckers. That's me time.
Yeah.
Me time where I can go ghost hunting or I can be a space ninja. Just like whenever I'm in Warframe, I always join squads, but I turn off voice chat. And then as soon as the mission is done, especially when I'm being carried, I'm that asshole that leaves the squad immediately.
Yeah.
Because I got what I needed from them and I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah. No, I love that. That's one thing I love streaming Destiny is people like friends will join, and I'm not going because there's some strikes and like these are like quite big missions that require you to play with 2 other people. So I'll always have someone in the chat or in the clan who will join me for those, and I can talk to them instead of having someone like, why aren't you doing that? Why did you punch that? And why didn't you use your super at this time? You need to use a different super. And yeah, luckily I've never experienced that in Destiny, but I imagine that there are people like that.
Yeah.
Overwatch especially.
Yeah, Overwatch. Yeah,
best.
those things. That's why I've stopped playing things like Rainbow Six because people on there are just. I'll play the game and at the end of the game I'll feel crap because everyone's been abused for the entire time.
Oh,
You've been
man.
getting schooled by 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And like telling me what to do in a game is the fastest way to get me to do the exact opposite thing.
Yeah.
That is, I cannot think of a faster way to get me to piss you off.
Oh, one time it was me again. Like everybody on my team had died, so it was 1v3 I think on it. And because I didn't beat the other 3, a guy was like WTF in the chat, and then as soon as the second round started, he shot me in the head. But I think I was with somebody who then shot that dude, and then the next and it just
They made new best friends.
yeah no I think the game was called off. I think everybody quit or something like that. I don't know, but that was a mess. And I thought this is a toxic game. I'm not playing this again. Screw this.
Yeah.
Dude, can't believe some people play for that, for those arguments, like for those interactions.
Yeah, some people
Drama
do.
llama.
That's the mentality of some people.
I think that's why I like Destiny as well, because Destiny gets so much undeserved hate. I don't know why some people just have a real obsession with hating Destiny. It's really like I've mentioned it on Twitter earlier. People are saying, "Oh wow, it's Forsaken finally made Destiny a good game," and I thought it was a bad game. And then I looked on Metacritic and it got 83, which is like a few lower than I think Spider-Man got 87. So it launched as a great game. It was just maybe the end game that kind of got stale quite quickly. So
That's very true.
but then I think because so many like the people who do play Destiny, they just constantly, if you ever say to somebody on outside of Destiny that you play it, they go, "Oh, is that people still playing that?" Or, "Oh, it's a dead game." "Oh, Warframe is better," even though Warframe and Destiny aren't the same type of game.
Yeah,
but
not even remotely.
no, so like people who play Destiny are kind of, if another person is playing Destiny, they will be respectful of that and they'll help them and work together. And quite a few times I've been just doing a mission with a random person and they've like started shooting towards me. There's no friendly fire, but then just to like guide me to a chest that they found, or it's a really friendly community.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Devon, what have you been playing? I really want to ask you about We Happy Few.
That's a good start.
I'm still going to be. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish it on stream because I have a tendency to start games. 1 or 2 things piss me off about it, and then I'll never go and play it again. But the dialogue's great. It's just still really buggy. Like it's still so buggy. The AI is all over the place. I've seen people float away, just randomly mid dialogue.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
One of my favorite kind of glitch clips was I think it was Jim Sterling. He did one, and it was some NPC you were talking to, and during the conversation, the voice character changed. So it just like, the totally voice just became a different person. I'm like, oh, okay, that's different.
As you do.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't know which game we're talking about.
We Happy Few.
We happy for you.
Oh, love the game, but the glitches.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love hearing the kind of dialogue, like from accents that I kind of recognize, and
The accents are beautiful.
yeah, it's really great. It's really, really well written. But I've played Contrast, and it's made by the same developers, and I didn't like Contrast. That was one game that I just couldn't get involved with. Whereas We Happy Few, I kind of prefer it a little bit more, so I will finish it.
the story and contrast felt really contrived.
Yeah,
They were
exactly.
they were trying a little too hard.
It was. I loved the setting. I love all of that kind of aesthetic, but it just wasn't a winner for me.
It's weird how
Not
it
at
got.
all.
Wasn't it kickstarted and they said that it was going to be €40 or $40, and then when it came out,
Oh,
it was 60. Was it? It came out after it was. Wasn't it the We Happy? Yeah, it was We Happy Few that company was. All the developers were acquired by Microsoft recently. I wonder if they
Yeah,
said,
that's right.
"Hey, make it 60," or unless that was.
that thing really pissed me
Hey.
off because people got it for like $15 or $20, and then it just listed as a AAA game.
Yeah.
Like for the full $60. That's freaking insane. That's the moment I
Yeah.
backed off of the game. It had so much potential, but like looking at the results compared to the price, they kind of felt like a kick in the nuts at that point.
Microsoft don't have much luck, do they, with their games that they're releasing? Hey, we bought the studio and this game that everyone's excited about. Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Wow. What
I'll definitely
about?
finish it.
So Devin, what other games have you been playing?
I've just started 2 Point Hospital,
Oh yeah.
which is really nostalgic for me because I used to love Theme Hospital, and it is actually my boyfriend's Theme Hospital is my boyfriend's favorite top game ever.
Oh.
So he's just like, can I play it? I'm just like, you're not coming near my PC. I'm joking. And it's good. It's good. It's really great. The mechanics, and the best thing I like about the game is the fact that it's got its own hospital radio that just continually
Oh, wow.
plays. And the tannoid announcements are amazingly funny. They are absolutely hysterical. Real tongue in cheek, proper British humor as well, which I love.
Did you ever see them presenting it or announcing it at
No.
E3? The guys who, I'm pretty sure the two who present it are like really Yorkshire people, and
Really?
like their humor was. I think they were. Yeah, no, the guy who was interviewing them, it was in the PC gaming show, and the guy who was interviewing him, I think it was the microphone broke, so one of the developers kind of hugged the guy interviewing so that they could use the microphone that was attached to his shirt. It's so funny. I recommend finding that clip. It was, but they're like just on the spot humor, and you could. When I saw that interview, I was like, "This game's going to be funny." You can just tell.
Yeah, it was great. I was really impressed with it. Definitely want to delve in a bit further. I've been playing Green Hell as well. Is anyone? It's a Green Hell. It's a new
about dieting.
indie survival game. No, it's a new indie survival game, kind of like the Forest, where the storyline is you're kind of trapped or abandoned in a Amazonian rainforest. And you start off in the story right at the beginning where you're with your girlfriend, I'm thinking it is. But it doesn't go too much into it. I think what they're trying to do is do what the Forest did and give you a little bit of the story and keep changing the story the more the game gets developed and stuff. And then you're just smack bang in survival mode. And the crafting mechanics are just amazing in it. Definitely needs a lot of tweaking. I see a lot of I don't know, like discrepancies in levels and stuff. You've got this watch that can track your carbohydrates, your proteins. Like they have really, really thought about it a lot. And the graphics are absolutely stunning, like really, really good. So I'm excited about seeing where this game goes. I really am. It's kind of falling into that niche again, that the Forest and Rust and all of that kind of thing. But I don't know, just kind of brings something a bit different apart from the voice acting. Just don't pay attention. I hope they change the voice acting because it's awful. Literally hideous.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Is it scary?
There are panthers and Amazonian tribes in there that do kind of want to eat you,
Oh wow.
which I don't like because it's kind of stereotyping all tribes. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, that's just stupid in my opinion. But hopefully they tweak it here and there. And I don't know if they want to eat you, but it looks like they do because they're coming towards you with machetes and stuff. So
yeah, and licking their lips.
yeah.
Or rubbing their
Right.
stomachs.
See, that's how I flirt with people in bars. So like,
Rubbing, with a machete
it's
or
a
licking your
different
lips.
kind of eating that I'm going for.
Wow. By the way, hi
Yeah.
to everybody in the chat. We just got 1,500
Yeah.
bits from Khan Wolfpack. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Crazy.
Hey.
And
Well,
everybody,
thank you,
had
Khan.
so many new follows and that. Hi guys, welcome to my channel.
Welcome.
Yeah, and but yeah, that's sounds good. Any other games we've been playing?
I've just started The Witcher 3 for the 7th time.
Oh,
Goodbye,
I
life.
can't get away from that game. That game just, I don't know. I'm in a heavily committed relationship with it, and
Mhm.
I don't see that changing until Cyberpunk comes out. To be honest with you,
I
I'm
love
CD
scared.
Oh,
I'm scared for Cyberpunk.
first person thing.
Because if they fuck it up,
Mm-hmm.
like if they, because they've been showing signs of not actually understanding what cyberpunk the genre is about. Like they've
That's
just kind
very
of like
true.
reskinned an adventure game. I'm a little worried. 'Cause if
I
they,
get you.
if they
I do
like
get you.
like you can't just call a game, Fantasyland and then just have like I don't.
World War One gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I get
come out with like Wolfenstein. Like
Mm.
that's oh.
I saw somebody. I don't know if it was a thing or if it was just this one person who got lots of retweets on Twitter, but they were upset that they saw that when you create your character, there's only male and female.
Yes, that was the thing that worried me a little bit because cyberpunk is all about transhumanism.
Yeah, that's right.
You're supposed to go like above and beyond being a human. That's why everybody is like got all these implants and stuff. And then like because you can change yourself so much, why not be able to like change your gender or like make it something ambiguous? Like even if they just added in like androgynous, that would
Mhm.
be bottom of the barrel acceptable.
Yeah.
Has Detroit Become Human had that backslash cyberpunk? Because it's kind of the same, isn't it?
Detroit got a backlash from me and I think other people as well that it was very on the nose with, hey, this is about racism or the civil rights movement, and there isn't really, and they made it just so on your face. But
Yeah.
did they do anything? Did they have any part? Did they have any like gender issues in there? I don't remember.
I don't think so. Not that I remember.
Mm. I
Because
wonder.
Detroit is giving me the same vibes as cyberpunk. Then again, I haven't seen much of cyberpunk. But then it just makes me wonder why Detroit hasn't had the same kind of backslash.
I think it's because in that one you play as certain characters, whereas The Witcher you're gonna Cyberpunk are you designing your game, your character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that must be why it's coming up. So
Which another weird thing about that is it's all in first person, so you're not going to really get to see what your character kind of looks like throughout the game unless you are in what a character kind of creation menu or
Like cutscenes, maybe.
yeah, cutscenes as well. But I don't know. But I completely get what the Flight Broad is saying. I don't know whether or not they just went along with their own kind of version of it. There seems to be a lot of 80s kind of cyberpunk references in there that I've seen. Like car design, the environment. But I don't know. I'm so excited.
I hope it's
But
super political.
I get the worry completely.
Definitely feel like in games where there's character customization, it really helps you connect with the character you play as. Like even with games with no character customization, I prefer or I enjoy games a lot more where the character feels a lot more relatable with. Like, I mean, you're gonna compare it to like a movie. Like let's compare Spider-Man and Batman. Like Batman is a billionaire who had like I don't know how many years of training, and then there's Spider-Man, just a normal kid that suddenly got his powers, and people prefer him a lot more because he feels a lot more relatable than some kind of kung fu billionaire.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the games, like characters that feel a lot more relatable and on our kind of level, those are in many ways more enjoyable.
You
Because
get
games.
No, you carry on. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Sorry. Basically, just just games are the reason games are more preferred than movies is because you actually feel like you are experiencing the events in your own way, or like having your own experience. And if you can't really connect with your character, then it feels a bit disconnected.
Yeah.
And that's why I love games with character customization, because it really helps you connect with the character. It feels like you, and I can definitely see how people who do not identify themselves as specifically male or female in like cyberpunk, that they feel a bit disconnected from the character.
That's really interesting you said that, because Flighty, you remember when we were talking about the Jessica Price controversy, and you know
Yes.
what and that all stemmed from her having a tweet thread that said that it was harder for people to relate to a character that they'd made and that they'd customized. I'm just paraphrasing it there, but she was saying like it's harder for people to have a really engaging story when everyone's got a different character. And I mean, I could find it if I would want, but it's weird how for you that wouldn't. So somebody, if you've got a character that you've customized, you can relate to it a lot more. For me, I don't know. I think it has to be if it's a good story, like The Witcher. I loved Geralt. I thought he was awesome in there. Awesome. Even though I couldn't relate to him because he was this womanizing barbarian, which isn't really me, unfortunately. And surprise, surprise. Yeah. But I think a lot.
Grow out that beard.
Do you think a lot of people were? I think a lot of people just said, "Hey, I want a Witcher 3, but set in a cyberpunk universe." And then when they realized, "Oh wait, so we're going to make our character and it's first person, and it's going to be," I think they said it will be a political game. They're going to be like, "Hey, why can't you just make the same game again that we really liked?"
I mean, gamer's gonna bitch, you know. Like,
God,
just,
yeah.
It
Tell me.
doesn't matter what you do. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
This podcast wouldn't exist if gamers didn't bitch.
Exactly. Like, what would we talk about?
Neroxin's.
I'll tell you what we would talk about.
Oh yeah.
Segue.
Neroxin's written an essay in the chat. It says core aspect of cyber. I'm joking. Core aspect of cyberpunk is the cyber bit. Oh, I remember up for cyber. That was a thing when I was a kid. Bit, which is the incorporation of technology into our beings and what that begins to mean about how you define humanity as you incorporate more and more tech. That inherently brings up questions of identity, definition, which becomes in itself inherently political.
Ding.
Which Detroit kind of did. In a very well, it was kind of like defining androids as humans.
That's okay. So that's actually a really interesting point. I think because the androids were created by people, their identities started out as being constructs that were created by those people. So if you have a bunch of, white cis folks making androids, their androids are probably going to be cis, because let's be honest, our first humanoid robots are going to be fuckable. I dare you to fight with me about that. You will lose.
But whenever it's about sex, that wins. Like, wasn't it the VHS against the Betamax? It was the one that whichever the porn went for, like won.
Yeah.
Blu-ray against HD DVD, whatever it was.
Exactly.
Porn went to Blu-ray.
And I think with cyberpunk, everybody has ownership of which parts they get changed out and which implants they get. So
what implants would you have, Flighty? That's a question. What implants would we have?
I would get a set of
new teeth.
Backwards, absolutely, like the big metal teeth, like that one James Bond
Jaws,
villain where he could just absolutely.
But Flighty's got in pain from her teeth. I'm not just bitching about her teeth. A British person that cannot bitch to an American about teeth. Got a lovely smile.
I would have a pair of legs that have the crazy backwards chicken leg joints, and I would have them so that I could climb up buildings with the claws and the feet portion.
What?
Just
You've thought about this before, haven't you?
Listen, I've thought about this. I've thought about this in great detail. Both
Thoughts to keep
silver
you awake
and
at
dry.
night. I want backwards chicken leg.
Yeah. I think seeing Flighty
Those
crawl
are
up a
better
building
for
with.
running.
Wow.
Like a mantis.
Listen,
but-
I've thought about
What about you, Devon? What would you? What implants would you get?
See, that's not something I thought about, and that would take a good, hard, long.
Oh,
Think.
is that an
It's
implant?
gonna keep him. It's gonna keep him awake.
Maybe
tonight
some
now.
kind of like invisibility, kind of shield sort of implant that could just make me completely invisible, and then you could just get up to wherever the hell you'd like.
Don't you know
yeah,
about
taking candy
Those
bars
things.
and shit from the corner shop.
Yeah.
That's literally all I would use that for. It's just like, I want a candy bar, and then I'm just gonna.
You'd
take
be
it.
going into the gym changing rooms when you're Flighty.
Nobody gets towels. Where'd all the towels go?
Oh, that's a shame.
You gotta go into reception. Leander said he'd get wings. Wings is a cool idea.
Wings is a really good idea.
Mm.
If they'd, yeah, if that would work, or a little helicopter.
Oh, like a go-go gadget copter.
Yeah.
Coming out of the top of your head.
He was ahead of his time.
From a comedy hat, though, just for
Whoa,
full effect.
You're
Yeah.
fired then.
What about you, Ace? What would you get?
I really have not thought about it. I really wanna know.
No. I would have an extra
Let me-
hand for playing MMOs because my god, you've got to have about 3 hands
For playing
Don't we all
MMO.
want extra
Yeah.
hands?
let me come up with your inaugural cyberpunk implant.
Oh god.
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
What would I have?
Well, let me do Ace first. Ace is going to have a perfect like metal replica of his hair
My
on
hair.
his head. Just like perfectly coiffed metal like, sculpture on his head.
That
with,
would solve a lot of
lights,
problems.
LEDs, you know.
LEDs
And
in my hair.
it'll be bulletproof, obviously.
Bulletproof hair. Exactly what I needed.
Yes, exactly. So that would be yours, Ace. Then yours would be shit.
Oh, thanks. Just that.
Cybernetic shit.
Out of all things, he went
Wow.
with my hair. But no chicken legs for me.
You would have telescoping legs so that you can come down to my level when you talk to me without having to
Aw.
bend over.
Oh, well, I was just gonna like bend my knees to talk to you. Have you seen that clip? The video? No, it's like a meme of like how tall people should talk to small people. Or it's just called How to Talk to Small
Yeah.
People, and it's like just stand with your head looking down at them. Don't crouch down like a child. Like, hello. And what's your name?
Wait, Ben, you can't tell me you don't do that with Eddie.
No,
Really
I do
don't.
with that, yeah, but with apparently you can't do it with small people. You can't like
You
patronize
can't.
them.
Like if you do that with me, you will also have teeth problems.
In
Brilliant.
your hand. Hello.
Well, maybe you could have the telescope, go-go gadget, as someone said, go-go gadget legs, Flighty, so you can come up to my height.
That's true. I mean, if you want to be a human purist and you don't want to get implants, you classist asshole, then I will get the telescoping legs.
Oh,
Jeez, already starting the war.
yeah, 100%
Already, right here.
human. Yeah.
Perfect.
And what would you give Devon, Flighty?
Oh, I mean, in addition to the shield, and I have to also give you the perfectly sculpted metal hair as well because
You know
this.
what? I did get jealous of that actually when you mentioned.
Yeah,
it.
this
Oh,
like
really?
this whole situation like for both of y'all is just so perfect, and I'm over here like jealous.
I got my haircut 2
You've got
days ago.
lovely
and,
hair.
yeah.
Well, thank you.
No, Ben,
Um,
you'll get bulletproof hair as well. Don't worry.
I need to grow mine. I've booked my
We'll be
next hair
superheroes
appointment
together.
for 2 months, so mine's going to be growing out a bit. Yeah. All right, shall we go into the Twitch section? We don't have
Do
a
it.
like an
guess.
intro for that, so we'll just say it's Twitch time. There you go.
What?
Right.
All right.
Where did that come from?
Yeah. Famous. I love this. I love my effects that I've got here. Where's the other one?
We know. We're aware.
We know. This is my flighty impression.
I can give all you guys.
My heart.
Say it again.
No. Ow. My heart.
Can you hear it? I'll turn it off. That's terrifying. Okay.
I need to get that.
It's amazing. It's my
Instantly.
G something something. I'll send you it. First question is from Flighty Broad. Like we're gonna sit back and let Flighty have a nice little rant about the positives and the negatives of being
I love
a
a rant.
niche streamer. So people who stream unknown games and stuff and talk about things that gamers don't like talking about.
So I have feelings whiplash. I was talking about this on Twitter because I love being a niche streamer. I love finding weird, stupid games to play and then commenting on them because that's what makes me happy. And the people who stick around in my chat and who follow me, I'm assuming that makes them happy. I don't know why else they would give me $5 a month. Can't think of anything.
We just love you, Flighty.
But also sometimes I admit to getting a little jealous when I see like my friends who will remain nameless who are playing like Destiny 2 and they get like 40 viewers and it's like, oh, I've only
Purely
got,
from
like,
hosts. Purely from hosts.
womp womp. But then counter to that, I'm like, well, I don't know if I could actually talk with 40 people at a time. That because my chat is like, or excuse me, my channel is really chat focused. I really like talking with people. I like shooting the shit with people. I like my Twitch channel to be like my living room. Like I want you to come in and be able to chat.
You don't want 40 people in there.
Relax. All 40 people. Just take your clothes off as you need. Take your shoes off. Sorry, did I say take your clothes off?
You knew what you were saying.
So I've been having some really conflicting feelings about that because I take this hobby, and it is very much a hobby. It's not a job for me, but I take it very seriously. And I would like to see some growth for myself, but I'm not 100% sure if that's viable by being a niche streamer. So I would like to hear some opinions from y'all. Everybody here.
What I've noticed is that the first streamer I've ever watched, she sometimes will play games that hold lots of nostalgia for lots of people, and then no one else will be streaming. She would literally be the only person streaming the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never heard of the game. I've never seen it. Lots of people loved it. And still, people showed up. Can you imagine like going to the games section of Twitch, just scrolling down list of games to watch, and you suddenly at the very bottom there's this game that you've played when you were very young, and you just decide to watch it. It's so hard for me to imagine, but
I think that's different, like niche streamers as well. Like if you're playing a niche game that's, for me, I thought it was the opposite. I thought like when you play niche games, you actually get loads of people because there aren't other people streaming it, and it's kind of a unique game. Because I played Red Dead Redemption recently, and because you can't stream from a PS3 without real problems, although now you can do it backwards compatibility on Xbox, which is what I'm using, I got so many people kind of just naturally coming in because they loved that game. So I wonder if niche, it kind of splits into two, whether it's a game that's really unusual and it's out now, or it's been out recently, or if it's kind of a favorite from back in the day. Because sometimes, I was Final Fantasy VIII, I think it was a game I remember playing when it first came out, and I loved it for however many hours until my save file got corrupted. It's another story. So I like tuned in and watched some people play. You know, every now and again I'll just go and find like Gex, see if anybody's playing Gex, Deep Cover Gecko, or some like old school fun games that I used to love. So maybe popular games might work.
That's
That-
definitely that's.
Go ahead. Damn it. Okay, so that actually happened to me a lot when I was playing fucking System Shock 2. That was my first time ever playing System Shock 2, and like I got a lot of viewers because they were like, "Oh man, I haven't seen this game in like 27 years." Uh it hasn't been that long, but it's been pretty long. I am a very old woman, you see. Um but that's like that definitely has a lot of merit, and I do plan on playing like the Silent Hill series from the beginning, and I know for a fact that that will bring in viewers because Silent Hill is both very it's kind of like this cult pop culture thing, not like strictly like a cult classic, but like a lot of people know about Silent Hill, and but really like that has like a hardcore community attached to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely what Ben earlier said, and that's what I meant is I didn't expect as many people to stop by. The streamers playing those old nostalgia games, but lots of people did, and I think it has both benefits and downsides to playing games that are not very popular or games that no one plays or games that people have played in the past. I don't think that there's really a good formula to decide which game to play, because like let's say Fortnite has been streamed a lot, and there have been at least 1,000 streamers streaming the game at a time. So the chances of people stopping by your specific stream are very slim. But then looking at games that no one is streaming, the chances are also very slim that people find your stream while you are playing that game. And I found myself not really paying attention to it because I just feel like it's totally random.
Yeah, I get
It's
it.
those games that
Yeah,
have like
that has a lot of merit.
it's like those games that have 4 or 5 streams with maybe 1 or 2 of them are quite popular. They're the ones that like have a lot of people watching. I think when I used to play, I think I played Destiny 2 a few months ago, like 2 months ago when nobody was really playing it. It was still quite a popular game, but everybody's stream had like 5 or 6 viewers. But because I had 15 to 20, it went up quite high, and I met quite a few people through that, which can help. But I mean, if you're really wanting views, which I know Flighty you do, is you're not gonna go and pick a game just because it's popular on Twitch. I know you're not the type of person that does that. But there is a website, isn't there, called Popular on Twitch or something like that, where it tells you the games that work out that, okay, this is a popular game, but there are only 3 streams of it, so go and stream this, and you're bound to have people finding it, etc.
I'm gonna see if I can find that. That sounds like a scam.
It's not like, well, it works out an algorithm that's kind of, it's not like
so it's like, so they're trying to like come up with a formula, basically.
Yeah. It's called, let me see, twitchstrike.com. So they said right now the best game to stream this hour is Casino. Always On. Heroes.
Casino Poker.
I think it's just
or like
if you're playing it.
games and shit.
Yeah. Okay.
There's Heroes of Might and Magic 3. Not 2. And Old School RuneScape. And then it says like the worst games to stream are StarCraft, NBA 2K19, Rainbow Six, and Spider-Man. So it tells you.
But the new Spider-Man?
Yeah, because I imagine so many people are playing it.
Assuming it. Okay.
And it says like the top 5%. The top amount of viewers, top 5% own 94. It's like the ratio where everybody it's impossible to kind of get on that screen.
You know what's funny? I'm my own worst enemy because I saw like, oh, these are the top games, and then I saw that these are the worst. I was like, I'm gonna look and see what those are and see if there's something I want to play. Because you can't tell me what to do, basically. But they're all like games that I have precisely 0 interest in. So.
Helena says something right, but isn't it better to play what you enjoy? Absolutely. So have fun anyway. When you enjoy something, people exactly. Destiny, since the expansion, Destiny is not a good game to stream, but there's so many people who I know who are really who are playing it. I just having a blast on there.
Yeah, I think that is exactly what I meant when I said is I I don't pay attention to what games I play. I mean, as long as I'm having fun, I think other people are having fun as well. Like
Yeah,
regardless of
me
the games
too.
regardless of the games I play. So I mean, personally, I mean, just my opinion, not giving advice or anything, but I would just say play the game you personally enjoy most. That is what I personally enjoy most, and what has worked the best for me. I'm not large, I don't grow fast, but I'm having fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like paying attention to what game I should stream takes me away from what got me into streaming in the first place, which is just playing the games I want to have fun.
And the second you
I mean,
stop having fun, stop it, like Devon did the other day with that Jodie Foster game. It was. I thought when you kept saying Jodie Foster in there, and I was like, that. I actually thought it was about her.
Yeah, exactly. I really did in the beginning. It was she's wearing the exact same outfit from the original Silence of the Lambs like movie. Like
Wow.
the grey, the blazer, the haircut, the deep Jodie Foster voice. I literally thought it was Jodie Foster.
But like Ace, you played Hunt Showdown. How did you find that? Was that a popular? Because did you have a load of fun playing that?
I played it for like 3 hours, so I don't think that I've really had the proper stream experience regarding a quite popular game.
Yeah.
At the time, because I was doing the free trial thing, but many people did stop by it, and it was really nice.
I suppose at the moment that might be a good game to stream, because about a month ago it was really popular. Everybody was like the top of the Steam, and then it's kind of dropped down a lot. So there's still people that are really into it, I'm sure. So I can imagine that being a good one.
It looks gorgeous. It looks so nice. Is it still in early access?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's why many people are still interested in it, because they can kind of have a hand in how the game develops.
Yeah.
So I think many people are also very interested in seeing what the game is like, to like decide whether they want to get it, especially early access games. I think people watch a lot because they want to get an experience of what the game is like and how it is so far before actually buying it. So that definitely is something to look at when choosing a game.
Yeah, and I mean, no. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Flighty. Are you looking in the chat?
Oh, I was looking. Helen Perk, 217. Hi. People's attention shift from game to game over the years, and as new games come and go and older games come back, the growth is going to stagnate and explode and go all over the place. And I think that's a really good point. You don't know what people are going to like. I'm still blown away that I got my most viewers during my yarn spinning stream. What is wrong with y'all?
Yeah.
I was just sitting there at like 4 hours and just spinning yarn. I'm still blown away by that. So like, and when I was when I was running a t-shirt business, I went to a very prestigious art university. Thank you very much. And I have half of an illustration degree, and I put time and effort and experience into designing t-shirts. And my husband like comes up in here with the Star Wars Wingdings font, and his design sold more t-shirts than the shit that I put blood, sweat, and tears into.
Yeah.
So long story short, number one, always go with Star Wars Wingdings, and B, like, you're never going to be able to predict what people like. That's the long and the short.
It's like the Dave. Sorry, Dave here. It's similar to, he painted or like made this really nice painting. It was really beautiful and did all this stuff and put it on Redbubble and like gets the odd sale. Went to Park Güell in Barcelona, just took a picture of a floor tile, cropped it and put it on Redbubble all the time. Like sells all the time. Just photo of a tile on the floor.
What's wrong with y'all?
Helene, Helene also said that what is popular today isn't necessarily what will be popular tomorrow, and I think
Mhm.
that basically sums it up in one sentence. You don't know what people are gonna like. There's no way to predict this, to predict it, and there's no formula, there's no algorithm, there's no shortcut. You just see
Yeah.
what happens, I guess.
It's total
mean-
luck. I think yeah, you come for the game and then maybe stay for the streamer. That's
Exactly.
and then to
Yeah.
come back for the streamer as well. There's definitely some luck involved. I mean, obviously, if you work really hard and you're a great personality, you're going to naturally grow. But there is some luck. Like I think I mentioned it before. I got like nearly 1,000 viewer host from a guy who was fixing a boat. I was playing Destiny, so everyone was watching him fix a boat, and then someone in his chat was like, "Oh, they knew me and today host Ben." So you can just get total pure luck some of the time to get some viewers, and then if people stay, that's the best.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Flighty, what are you gonna do? Have you decided? When you
The next
choose your next game, are you gonna be looking on that site or?
No, not at all. I actually have my next game planned out. It's called
Just
Through the
Dance
Woods.
20. Oh,
it's called Through the Woods. It's a Norwegian folklore indie game.
Oh.
I've seen that. That's
you?
on my wish list on Steam, actually. Yeah. Who was
Oh,
I watching
man.
playing that? That looks really, really scary as well, actually.
Oh man, I'm so excited. And like I grew up on a lot of the story. Like I have this irrational fear of mountain-sized trolls for fuck's sake. So like that game is gonna like hit all the perfect spots, just like Alien Isolation did. I used to have dreams about that game basically all the time, being chased by the alien. And then the game came out and I was like, oh cool, I'm gonna play my nightmare for fucking 20 hours, I guess now. So I'm really excited about Into the Woods, and there's another one, Unforgiven, I think is what it's called. That one's Swedish folklore, but they're basically the same country. So I just pissed off literally every single Norwegian person
They all
in
just
the
left.
chat.
I'm just now I googled Through the Woods. It looks so cool, and the first image that popped up is a monster with exactly the legs that you wanted as a cyborg.
What? What?
Like the backward knees and everything.
Oh, perfect. See? That's
It's
why
your
I need
game.
shit like
It's
that.
made for you.
They just need to be made out of metal so that I can climb up the sides of buildings.
I mean,
I love how we just got abandoned by,
just
by
sort of
Ben
left. Oh.
and Aiden.
what Aiden did, I don't know.
oh, I'm back. What happened? Wait, well, I left and Aiden quit. What?
everyone
Y'all
left.
just abandoned us. This
Ah.
is
We
the
were
Flighty and
bored.
Ace show
I
now.
just
Get
walked
out of
off.
here.
We were bored. We just said turn off. And why he's left? Oh no, he's in the Discord. Devon.
I think Devon was like, this is way below my pay grade. I'm gone.
Yeah. Oh wow, this is boring me. No, he's left.
Aiden is having a stroke, the good kind.
Oh yeah.
I have to give you a
He
high
reached
five
his
for that,
peak.
Helen.
Wow.
He left Discord too.
Can't do it as well
Ah.
as you.
Yeah.
Hopefully
His
he'll
internet
be.
died. It happened before, not too long ago. His internet died.
Oh.
So,
Hopefully he'll be back.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
He's just going. He's just. He thinks if he quits just before the end, or if he blames the internet going before the end, he'll come back on the next one. Which I'm sure he can anytime.
He's
Right
not
now,
allowed,
I'm
like,
ruling the
he has
bottom of
to.
this.
Well,
haha.
Are we moving on to the
I'm
next question then? Devon can't. I don't know if Devon can really relate to this so much, but I well know that Flighty does. So this is from I fucking well know Flighty does. This is from Malk in the
That was a
Discord.
little-
You'll get it. You'll get
that
it.
was- that's actually from Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean says, I'm not a fan of excessive swearing in a stream. I've declined resubs based on the amount of swears in a streamer's repertoire. I know this sometimes is a part of the streamer's personality. Most of the time, the streamer has indicated that their channel is a mature channel and swears will be uttered. Do you think a streamer's personality, which may or may not involve swearing, influences your own channel? And is swearing acceptable outside of the normal expletive passed on a bad event? Those that wish can substitute swear for cuss. Okay. Please don't get me wrong. Swearing can be a personality trait as much as anything, but do you monitor your own use of bad language and that of your chat? Is it important in the long run?
Fuck no.
I was actually thinking about this the other day because, I mean, it can be a personality trait, and like personally, I swear a fuck ton in my stream, like a lot. But in real life, through my everyday chats, I never swear. I wouldn't consider it a part of my personality. It's like when I stream, it's just such an easy substitution for words when I can't find them because you are reading chat, you're paying attention to the stream, and like your mind's all over the place. So, like you want to say stuff, you forget stuff, and swearing really fills in the blanks or works as a substitute for when you can't find words. And I'm I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to swear. I'm trying to really lay off on it. But yeah,
Can I ask why? Like, what is driving you to make that choice?
like swearing.
Yeah, like, I'm
mean,
sorry. Did I might have misheard you. Did you say that you're trying to stop?
Yeah. I'm definitely
Okay.
definitely
So
trying to swear less. Yeah,
okay. So what's kind of driving that decision for you?
because I feel like I wanna support positivity, and me swearing 20 times in one sentence while playing Hollow Knight does the opposite. Hi, Devin.
I'm back.
I
Hello.
2 entrances. What a queen.
I generally just feel bad because I mean it's not it doesn't have any positive effects. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't hold any value. If anything, it either does nothing or it does something bad. It doesn't do anything good. Like it's not overly funny. It's not. I mean, of course, some people enjoy it when you rage. Generally, when you swear in every sentence or just every so often, or like excessively, it doesn't do anything for me, and it just
No.
makes me feel bad in general. It's just an easy substitution for me, and it's a bad one. It's like a bad habit.
Okay.
And like exactly what the person said who was asking the question. Um, and I quote, "I'm not a fan of excessive swearing in a stream. I have declined resubs based on the amount of swears in a streamer's repertoire." That's exactly my point. I don't want people to dislike me for that. Uh, for swearing, I don't want people to enjoy the stream less. Um, like maybe I have a good moment in a stream. Like right now, I've barely sworn in this podcast, and maybe people will see me and think, hey, he's pretty cool, and then they can by my stream and I swear every 2 minutes. Or maybe I have a good time in the stream and I don't swear at all, and suddenly next stream to stop by is like, fuck this, fuck that, oh god, shit. I don't think there's something fun to come into or to watch.
Your mouth,
Okay,
during,
that's
your
fair.
mouth during that Eurovision stream was filth.
Yeah.
Ah, fucker. No.
There's definitely like it sounds like you have like different contexts that you like to sort of reserve
Yeah.
swearing for, and that's totally fair.
Neuroxin,
I'm kind of
sorry, just before Neuroxin, in the chat, and you just related to what you said, Splight, he said, oh, no, it wasn't Neuroxin. Is it Boto? Yeah, he said he'll never swear towards or at someone, which is,
like someone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. That's totally fair.
Unless they deserve it, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Like
To be honest, I will happily swear at people
Yeah, me too.
that piss me off.
I have personal issues with censoring myself. I grew up in a very conservative religious household. So I spent a lot of time censoring myself and like not being myself for safety reasons. I'm sure all of us queers can kind of relate to that. Or at least most of us can. So I get really resentful when I'm told, or when I like have censorship imposed on me. Like one of my partners has a tiny daughter. Like I don't think I want to meet her until like my partner and his wife are comfortable with me like cussing in front of her. So I'm probably not going to meet her until she's like 16.
Wait, she's 16.
Oh no, she's 5 now. So I've got 11 years. I've got 11 years before I have to worry about that. But and like,
oh wait,
I had
do you mean daughter? You said my partner and his wife until she's 16. That was.
Oh.
You
So
meant
for those of you who are new here, I'm polyamorous.
no, but you
Three partners.
okay. You made out that your partner's wife was 5 years old. I just maybe I wasn't
Who
listening
thought
right.
that?
No, you
Get
just
out of
said.
here.
Just Ben.
Yeah.
I wasn't concentrating. Maybe I wasn't concentrating. Someone clip that. See if that was what was said.
No, we
Or am I
didn't
going
really
insane?
put
If
it.
it's true.
But something very interesting that I've noticed before. I don't censor myself. I don't censor myself at all on my stream. To a point where like I'll cuss, I'll say some really foul things towards things, people, whatever. But the minute I come on stream and I'm like, oh my God, my uterus hurts so much, I'm on my period, I'll like lose viewers right away.
But that's why we
you
like
know,
you. That's why you've got those viewers that come back all the time because they love your openness and lack of filter.
I just like I think Neuroxin was actually in my chat when this happened. I was getting ready to play a game. Neuroxin asked me how I was doing, and I was like, "Oh, I started my period the other day," and like instantly, I lost 5 viewers.
Harsh, Neuroxin,
I'm
harsh.
over here talking about anal sex all the time, and like nobody leaves my chat. But the minute I'm like, "Oh, hey, there's this perfectly natural bodily function," and it's only with like lady bits that people get really nervous about. They're like, ew. But like, you know, I could talk about testicular torsion all day and nobody gives a fuck. So
Oh God. Is that when they twist?
Puppetry.
yeah, Neuroxin stuck around for my period talk. So
Going around. What about you, Ace? Would you watch a stream if they started talking about lady bits?
Never thought about it. Never. Never happened to me that I watched someone that I don't know.
I've never toned down my language in. Oh no, I've only done it once, and that was when I was playing Fortnite quite a lot because I realized that quite a lot of my viewers were under 16, and I'm guessing if they've got it like on their TV or at home on their computer, and there are other people that are, like their family might be around, and I'm there, and they're watching some guy who's going, fucking hell, shoot the shit out of him, and if I'm shouting all of that, then I kind of felt like a little bit of responsibility to that, and I tried to cut it down just because I think some people do get a bit turned off by excessive swearing, and I thought, well, you know, it's not gonna cause any problems for me, you know, if I try and cut it out. But then I just stopped playing Fortnite, so I thought, fuck that, I can say whatever I want.
Yeah, and like, don't you have the mature filter on your channel also, or am I misremembering?
I might do. I've not changed it in so long. But apparently that mature filter is just kind of one to stop you getting parents messaging you. Because I don't know if it is a true thing or not, that people's parents can message big streamers who swear and be like, hey, can you not use that language? My parents, so my child is, you know, you've got lots of young viewers. You shouldn't be using that kind of language. I know I've heard of big streamers getting messages like that quite often.
Really?
Yeah, like I'm having precisely 0 of that. Like, get the fuck out my stream, and that's why this is my living room, and I just get really like protective of my space like that. Like, that's why I really like having that like filter, because if you come up in my chat and you are not 18 plus, because I think my channel is basically Flighty After Dark 24/7. Don't come up in my chat being a 16-year-old and act like a 16-year-old. Don't be 13 and see that 18 plus warning and then click through, and then, because I don't want to hear it from you, mama. I'm probably as old as your mom, so Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was talking with Melon like about the first time we ever spoke Flighty. We were talking about the 24-hour stream at one point, and then we're like, oh, that's when we heard Flighty. And I remember when I was editing some of the when I was editing it, I remember we won up the PUBG match when it was just 3 of us, despite me being terrible. And I think you just started the game. Was that like your first day playing the game, Flighty? Or
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
and somehow we
Melon
won.
totally carried us both.
And I got that. Yeah, I mean, he did carry us both. But at one point, I was editing it, and when we won, you went, "Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!" And I was like, "I'm gonna kind of cut this out of the edit just because I thought."
That was a really good edit that you did too, because it was like "shut the," and then it like that was some A+
thanks.
editing that you did there.
I'm glad you noticed. Let's go.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
Sorry, no, I just wanted to add a disclaimer. I don't swear at people. I just swear in general, like towards a game or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I never cuss at people specifically. Also, I want to address something that I think it was Wobbling said. It said there's no point in trying to not swear consciously. Personally, if it is a part of who you are, you shouldn't change yourself for your stream. I don't think I would want viewers to stay if they were only happy with an edited version of myself. I agree. Personally, I don't feel like I have to. I just want to. I just want to swear less.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely agree. Like, don't change if you feel like that is part of who you are, and I mean, if it's your thing, like of course some people enjoy it. Just an analogy. When I visit someone's home, I feel a lot more comfortable when their house is a mess than when they've cleaned it up, because it feels fake. And same thing when streaming. I feel a lot more comfortable when people are just themselves, or swear, or talk about things that not many other people talk about. Like they have this perfect, politically correct picture in mind that they wanna.
I like that.
hold.
That is totally. I like that comparison. You know that. Yeah. To a. If you go into a house and you feel like, oh my god, they're really trying to.
See, mine differs between my YouTube and my Twitch. Like on Twitch, it's an unfiltered version of me that is unedited, and that's just me. Whereas my YouTube is very PG, very anybody of any age can watch it, mainly because of the content, it being Sims 4. But
Yeah.
that's why I've probably found that not a lot of people have came over from YouTube because
Yeah.
they then see what I am like.
Yeah. It's like seeing your
Cussing at
teacher.
everything and being as filthy as what I can. But that is, I didn't want to edit myself for Twitch. You know, I wanted it to be completely me, and that is exactly what people get.
It's like seeing your teacher outside of school.
Aiden, you don't swear a lot on Twitch, but when you do, and like, wait, do you post your streams on YouTube?
No,
don't,
no
right?
way.
Like, do you edit swears when you make videos for YouTube? Like, do you edit them out?
I've done enough kind of voiceovers now to know I'm not allowed to swear in that voiceover. Okay, very close, but yeah. I
Like
feel
when you were unpacking that EA gift, the entire chat went like, dildo! Sam's dildo!
Don't open it on stream.
I mean,
and that is my community, and that's why I love them.
Oh gosh.
I mean,
I need to join like immediately.
Before we move on, let's go through the chat. We've got loads of comments. So Noroxen says swearing barely registers with me personally. Whether I'm doing it or hearing someone else do it, and I've never seen anyone in a chat complaining about a streamer swearing. No, I mean, if I heard someone swear literally every other word, I would think that, okay, I don't know, it would maybe make me think a little bit less of them. I know I shouldn't, but
doing it for an effect kind of thing, like yeah, I get
Like
that.
I'm trying too hard.
yeah.
I mean, Ben, you've seen plenty of my streams. How do you feel when I swear excessively? I mean, I swear a lot. Like unconsciously, I just do it. How do you feel about it? Have you noticed it or?
Not really. I haven't known from you, especially when it's somebody who's obviously like not a native English speaker, who wasn't born, who doesn't speak English in their native tongue. So it sounds less offensive or less strong when they say that.
I think it's cute when you swear.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you swear in English, I'm like,
I need to teach you some little English swear words.
hey, cunt
Like,
again.
look, he's all grown up now. He's saying big boy words.
It's like when we
I
hear.
love it when you say cunt.
It's like when we hear. Yeah.
Bloody cunt!
When we hear Americans say cunt, when they go can't, then you always pronounce it. You always say it really poshly. I'm not sure why. You
But
can't.
do I say cunt? Really?
No, I've noticed Americans when they say it. Oh no, it's not that word. It's twat. They say twat. You twat.
Them twat.
Oh,
Yeah, it sounds really
Twat.
posh. What a twat.
It's like the past tense of tweet.
Yeah.
Twatted.
I have
Uh,
twatted.
Yeah. Tweet twat twatted.
I love English swear words though, like bloody bastards, or
Bollocks.
twats, or cunt, or
Wow.
wanker. I love those.
Also, Uncle EO says this Devon guy giving his best Tony Stark impression. I'm getting that as well.
I've heard that so many times now.
Could be worse.
I really have.
The dude's like in his 40s though, isn't he?
Yeah, I need to do a cosplay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to cosplay.
I'm sure
I get that a lot, but I just don't see it. Neither does Tom. They're like, what? Tom's
No.
my boyfriend as well. I'm just like, I don't see it. But
I can
thank
see it.
you.
Khan says sponsorship would play a rather huge role with language content, in your opinion. Yeah, otherwise you should be you. Yeah, sponsorship. If you're producing stuff for like as a job. Yeah, I mean I don't swear. I don't go and swear in my work. So while I'm teaching, so.
But what about if it's boy butter?
I was
Oh, yeah.
just gonna say I'm working real hard for them sponsorship points.
I'm sure they don't mind.
Damn it. And you gotta, you know.
Rebecca says, I
that's why
don't
I'm working on all
stream,
those slogans.
but I can't censor myself. Like at all. I respect people who stay true to them and talk about whatever they want and say what they want, but respect people who want to keep it PG. It's just impossible to censor. Yeah. It's practice as
Yeah,
well if you want
Definitely.
But guys,
I
how
get
how do you feel about if like imagine someone approaches you for a sponsorship, but they tell you to stop swearing. Would you take it, and would you stop swearing for the sponsorship? Like, what would you do?
It depends on what it was for. Maybe a time frame limit, because I wouldn't want it to be a kind of a permanent thing. Maybe a stream with their logo that has to be on the screen. I wouldn't swear or anything. But if, say, it was something underneath the screen and like the panels and it was always kind of there, then I'd probably say no, I think. Yeah, I wouldn't want to change myself for a sponsorship.
We need to talk dollar bills. Like how many?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
can
come on,
I
get
pay off
number.
my cat? Can I pay off my house and feed my cats forever? Then okay, let's talk. Let's
Put on a British
effing
accent
talk.
as well. As Leanna says,
But
almost
then that-
Halloween.
But then that would give me an opportunity to come up with more creative ways to cuss.
Yeah.
Because then I could just like open up my Shakespearean insults.
Fiddlesticks. Oh, fiddlesticks.
Yes.
Cripes.
You cuss bucket.
Yeah. Cockwaffle.
Dribble piss. Oh no, that's a that's not
Actually, Aiden,
Y'all are
I-
failing like right away.
I was the other day I was talking about swearing, and they told me that you used to have a swear jar that you would for every free cuss word you would have, you would donate it
for the
to a
first-
dog charity.
For the first month, I had a swear jar, and then I just filled up, said swear jar. and thought, no, do you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah,
Don't care
fuck
anymore.
it.
For the dogs.
You'll be the
They
one needing
wanted me
charity.
to actually take a photo of a big check and me giving it to a Labrador.
No, you look after that.
This Labrador, right?
Brilliant.
Never happened. The dogs did get that money though.
Yeah. Wow, they were rich. They were pampered.
Oh, that would have been the best photo. That. A little dog with like a little bow tie, shaking paws.
Like a monocle on top hat, like, oh, why thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Cancer. Yes.
There was I can't remember what program I was watching, but it was a great quote where it was like, oh yeah, I used to have to pay money every time I swore, so I would just walk in at the beginning of my job and just give them some money and just be like, yeah, that's it. You know, let me be me. Should do that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. Oh, this is a good one. It's a gaming one. What's a game that changed the way that you experience life? Games that helped you develop a new hobby, accept an aspect of who you are, encourage you to travel, or taught you a new skill, a new life skill, etc.
Ooh.
Loads
That
of
is a great
questions in that.
question.
Yeah. Who asked that? I need to find out because they need a pat on the back.
I remember.
That's a good question.
I read that as a tweet somewhere on Twitter, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh, is that where it's from?
I think that's where you read tweets these days.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No,
Polls online and stuff. Yeah, it happens a lot on Twitter. This question actually pops up more frequently each day.
Yes, it was. It was Emily Buckshot on Twitter posted that. Not to us, unfortunately, but we'll steal her question.
Leander's is coming out on top. Changed his life. I gifted it to him, actually.
Oh, one of my boyfriends has actually been playing that, and he loves the living shit out of that game. Holy fuck.
It's so funny.
He actually he started like changing that's the BDSM one, right?
Wait, what's this one?
He actually started like where like we go to Munches every now and again, and he like started wearing these really nice suits and like put a collar on over it because he was like, oh man, that's actually a really sharp look. So that's how that game changed. Someone related to me.
Wow. It's 34% off on Steam for the next 24 hours, by the way.
Oh,
If anybody wants to get
you
it.
have to go into a website and get the. There's a censored version that you go into your settings and put it in Steam,
So
and
you're
you can
allowed
get
to.
rid of all the censors. I haven't done it personally.
Oh, but are you allowed to stream? Are you allowed to stream it?
No.
One of the I just clicked on it now. One of the screenshots is a guy talking to another guy saying, "Ha, you piss faster than anybody I know."
Again, life changing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one where if you get the censored version, everybody wears Christmas sweaters during the summer.
Amazing. What about you?
So I bet
Yeah.
that's changed someone's life for better or worse.
Or it's about to. What about you, Flighty? What game helped you?
Oh Lord. Well, gosh, I've been a gamer since I was a young lass. I think gaming contributed a lot toward my vocabulary, actually. Because I played a lot of like Final Fantasy with like villain monologues, like really like drama-filled shit. With just like completely unnatural dialogue with words that you would never drop in casual conversation.
Yeah.
So that like in what's the word I'm looking for? Y'all, the pain meds are starting to drop. Shit. Tangentially with like my dad, because my dad did a lot to kind of increase my vocabulary as well, but like playing games definitely added some really weird, obscure $10 words to my vocabulary that I'll just like bust out in conversation every now and again, and has actually gotten me a few dates.
Oh.
Because people are like, oh,
She reads.
opulent, you say.
I was, as an English teacher as well, I persuade the students that I teach. I teach English as a foreign language here in Spain, and yeah, I tell them, and some of the people who are really who have English at a really high level at such a young age, it's mainly because they play video games, and a lot of them, not necessarily games that they're learning from what they're reading in there, because it definitely helps, but games that require, like kids now, they all play the old what's it called, League of Legends and Dota and stuff like that, but the majority of people who play that, no matter where they're from, speak in English on there. So especially if you're in the European zone, I'm guessing. But so like I know people whose English is really good, and they know some terrible words, but they've been communicating for years, for hours every day in English on playing Dota, and wow, he knew some. The one guy asked, he knew some real filth words, and he was like 15. Yeah. Go fuck
That sounds
yourself,
pretty
he said. You knew that one? Yeah.
Wait, did he say that at you, or was he like, what is
No, he was
this
telling
mean?
me.
What is
But he'll like say, "Oh, I beat some person, but they were such a noob," and like would come out with real, you know what you imagine kind of toxic gamers to say. But when you hear it from a little Spanish kid, it's kind of sweet.
Exactly. It was
These
like
plebs.
a saying cunt.
Yeah. No, not these console plebs. Yeah, I asked him one. Yeah, he said he wasn't a console pleb. Oh, was he? I remember. Yeah, he was some
Does
Different.
he know what pleb is short for, though? That's where the impressive part comes in.
To be honest, I know, but I can't even pronounce it. Plebiscent or something like that. Is that how you pronounce it?
Over here, it's pronounced plebeian, but
It
I
could be
think over
that.
there it's plebeian.
What? Never
I-
heard of it.
Pleb.
Plebiscite's
It's,
different.
it's another word for the lower classes of Rome.
Yeah, plebiscite is is a referendum. There you go.
Anyway, here's
I love it.
Wonderwall.
Can't say the colonists are good for something. That's true. No, they're not. I would def say the English.
No.
Anton says I would def say that video games taught me English more than school did. I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. I bought Call of Duty and it was only available in Spanish, and I know that derrota is loss and Victoria is victory. And whenever I used to stream it with Melon, we used to shout it out in Spanish. So there we go. So now defeat. Yeah, I know what defeat is in Spanish now, so I can shout that out.
I really want to hear Mellum say anything in Spanish because he's very fluent in French.
Yeah.
No one has seen that clip.
Oh wow. Yeah, guys, check up. You go to my YouTube, Melum speaking French. I think it's called Lady Melamaid. It's
Yes, it's wonderful.
we're going to pronounce the Lady Marmalade chorus, but with like an English accent from a Norwegian person. It's perfect. Brilliant. All right. Well, I've seen like what game has changed me. I don't know. Like Red Dead Redemption got me into westerns. I had no interest whatsoever at all in westerns, and I played the game and was like, wow, this is a really interesting genre. But it hasn't really helped me develop a new skill. Maybe I think streaming's done more than actual playing games.
Yeah.
Made me more
I would say
social,
that. Mhm.
Yeah.
confident in speaking. Like when my very first streams, I do this all the time anyway still, but like it was even worse where I would start a sentence and just forget or just stop it. And I do that now, but before I was really bad at speaking, and people would ask me questions, or I'd ask a question in chat and somebody would answer it, and then I'd have forgotten the question. So I had to like train my brain to kind of remember.
Happens so often.
Yeah, you have to remember the questions that you've asked. Oh.
I would go in the beginning. I would go on a rant, but mute myself, and not realize because I was just talking into the camera.
Yeah.
And then I'd look and just see, Aiden, we can't hear you, and I'm just going.
Yeah. Oh, the worst is when I used to. I used to think that hosts finished the stream, so I'd send a host and just sit there picking my nose. And like Shaded, who's on his phone, is like, "Yeah, well, I don't get host. I've just been watching you pick your nose for half an hour." Like, oh, great, thanks. Classy, I am.
Like, that's how you know. I'm over here talking shit, and I know if you're here Shaded, I know this isn't true, but that's how you know a real friend.
Yeah.
Is if they're like, hey, stop jerking it on your open OBS.
I didn't go that far.
Like they gotta tell you like right away. Oh, you have spinach in your teeth, and also stop masturbating on Twitch.
You're gonna get banned.
Shaded, slow on the uptake there.
I've mentioned this on I mentioned this on quite a few Twitch plays, but it also helped me more social about speaking with people who I've never spoken before. Like the first time I'd ever played a multiplayer game was actually with Norwegian Thunder Boys, Kato in there. I did some PUBG with them, and like I was so close to cancelling it the first time because I was like, oh my god, I've got to speak to people who I've never spoken to before, especially these guys who I've seen on TV and stuff. But like I'm going to be speaking to them, and I used to always play games, especially multiplayer games, where I'd be like, "Oh, I'm just playing solo, because I was really like worried about, just nervous about speaking to people. And when people were like, "Oh, I'm in your Discord, right? Well, I'll play some multiplayer," and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm in your Discord, I'm in your voice channel," and I'd be like, "Oh, wait, we're speaking, we're what?" And now it's like,
mouth?
I know, now it's second thought. It's like, "Hey, come in, chat."
I still like I am a performer. I used to be a burlesque performer, and like I like talking to people, but like when people are like, "Hey, I'm in your Discord, let's chat," I'm like, I don't. And I've been on stage, shaking my tits with fucking pasties on in front of like I don't. Just when you come up in my Discord and you want to like just chat, you know, just have a little chatski. I'm just like, can I just like get my tits out instead? I'm more comfortable doing that with you, perfect stranger.
It's down to like streaming them and down to pretty much playing PUBG and streaming it and with the Thunder Boys and that. The fact that I went to Norway and met loads of people who I'd never met before, and it was just so easy to chat to them. So I think it definitely helped make me social.
Mm-hmm.
And you,
I understand that
Ace,
Norwegians are so friendly that
oh god, yeah.
they're just really easy to talk to.
But you say to them and they go, "No, we're not friendly. We're really cold." And like, "No, you're not. You're like you." If I've chatted to somebody on Twitch and then I meet them, they're just so nice and really kind and polite and friendly, and you just feel like you're chatting to somebody you've known for ages. And pretty much everybody's like that.
I was always kind of nervous about gaming online with people. I think one game which is quite stupid actually, because you don't even get to speak to them, is, I don't know if anyone's ever played Journey, and it's literally,
yes, I love it.
Yeah.
online.
I've
It's
never
one of
played
the
it.
most beautiful games ever, but it's an online game, but you just communicate through just these little bleeps, and like these symbols appear, and that kind of, I don't know, that kind of broke down the wall, and I thought that game was one of the only ones that kind of did that for me. And then World of Warcraft and everything else kind of followed, and I started to find a love for that as well.
I think games often lead to I guess like a life-changing experience, I guess, for lack of better words, rather than a specific game. I mean, like you make friends through games. I mean, we're all here now because of games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So just games in general, specifically, don't do as much for us than I don't know. I can't find the words for it, but just indirectly it changes a lot because it helps you make new friends, meet new people. When I was younger, I used to play lots of games, and because I'm Dutch, I would have to learn English to properly understand the games that I was playing, and it has really taught me how to properly speak English. I can speak English because of games, and I never really spoke it until I came on Twitch. And that's it. And I guess it really helps refine my English. I mean, I still make mistakes every now and then in my pronunciations, but it definitely helps you come out of your comfort zone, which is very interesting. And just in the new people you meet, it even more supports or stimulates you to start speaking more English. Because you meet lots of interesting and kind and amazing people, that it just makes you want to interact more and more with them. And
yeah, I like that. Yeah,
I got to meet the amazing Mirter in the chat. I met him about a week or two ago. Awesome dude, thanks to Twitch.
Andy's cute.
Leander said, everyone in Norway is terrible. Leander says, meeting Aiden, Anton, and Ace was fun. Wow, all the A's.
So fun.
Triple A's.
So fun.
Noroxin has a really good
So
thing, and it's
great.
true. Online games taught me that you can be part of a community and have friends online, and those relationships are just as valid as you create in real life. Yes.
Completely agree.
And it's
back in the day, like 5 years ago, I used to still play lots of online games, and when you would approach someone, or when you would mention to one of your friends that you had a friend from across the country or on the other side of the world, people would frown upon that idea and just be like, that's weird. And nowadays, it seems like it's accepted a lot more.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
But like, it's cool as cool as it is to have that. When you meet them in real life, it's even more special. Like making friends and having those friends, but then consolidating or wait, what's it called again? When you have sex on your wedding day. I didn't have sex with anybody. What?
I do
consummating our
I
friendship
do like consolidating all of your genitals
into one. Amazing.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, consummating that friendship is. I did, Mirta. I think you were. Yeah, Mirta He says that, but he was the one that slapped my ass. Ask him about that. There is a video. Long
Oh,
story.
it's a video.
Well,
on.
He was on his Snapchat for a
Where's
while.
this video?
Yeah.
Amazing. But yeah, like meeting people in real life that you've got to know on Twitch or you've got to know online. It's like chatting to old friends. It was the second I met Mirta, it was like we were just chatting as though I'd known him for weeks.
That's one of the greatest, one of the best things as well is the friendships you make online, whether it is on Twitch or just through a game or whatever. They are just as valid and real as friends in real life, and especially of course when you meet those people, it's one of the best feelings ever. Like that trip to London, when I met Aiden, Leander, and many other people, that was one of the best experiences I've ever had.
It was amazing.
It was the first time I had flown in my life.
Wow.
Like it was the first time for me on a plane and alone.
Jeez, wow, that's something. It must have taken something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, some balls.
It definitely was something that worried me looking forward to it. But it felt amazing. I think it's one of the things that that really gave me the feeling of freedom more than anything. Like I look at other people like back in my classes, or just people that I've met over time. Whenever I would mention that I had friends from across the world, they would just look at me with such a weird face, like you're such a weirdo, like with that kind of face, and it doesn't even bother me. I just think to myself, you're missing out. I have so much that right now you cannot even dream of, and now that trip to London is definitely an experience that will stay with me for a long time, if not all the time.
I gotta tell you, babe, when I look at your face, the first thing that comes to my mind is definitely not you are a weirdo. Oh, I wonder what the maximum load bearing weight is.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Ace.
More of that. Go and check out That Flighty Broad on Twitch.
It's nonstop over on my channel, nonstop.
Amazing.
But then again, I still have a picture up here from at least 5 years ago, and you won't be able to recognize me at all. I'm hesitant to show it at all.
We want to see. We'll describe it for those.
I'm excited.
For those listening on iTunes, we're gonna describe it too.
This right here.
Oh,
If it wants to focus.
Aww. You're so tiny.
That's me from at least 5 years ago.
wow, 5 years ago. Jeez.
Featureless.
What? I'm sorry, did you say 5? How old are you?
This was from, actually, this might have been 7 years ago or so, but I've gamed ever since I was 7, and I've played lots of online games and made lots of online friends. But so definitely at that age,
Hansel
I
says, "Grats on puberty."
Yeah, we treated your
Puberty
way.
hit me like a truck.
How old
right
are
in
you?
my face.
How old are you again, Ace?
I'm 20 now.
20. I remember being 20. Well, I don't. It's so long ago.
Good old days.
No, I don't. It's too long ago.
Oh.
That was 12 years ago for me. 13 years ago for me.
That was 13 years ago for me as well.
10 years ago for me. Oh. In the chat, Omotor, I met him. He's like 18 and
Why is
8
everyone so
feet tall.
surprised I'm 20?
You look so old. Life's been hard for you, Ace, I guess.
Puberty hit me like a brick in the face.
Brilliant. 5 years for Leander. Look at all these people saying, oh. Isn't he 18, Andy? He told me he
I
was.
can't remember that.
Told me he was 18.
Can't remember that long ago.
It's been 84 years.
It's been... Okay, final question. It's not a question. Streaming on different platforms. We said
No.
we would discuss that. Would you, have you, and will you?
Okay.
What would be the benefits of streaming on another platform?
I've been thinking about it. I'm worried about the prospect of streaming on YouTube as a woman of color because we're not welcome on the internet, but mostly on YouTube.
Mm. As a cesspit.
So, I'm probably going to do it anyway because I think diversification is a good idea all around, no matter what you do. But also because of the Twitch seems to be changing climates when it comes to smaller streamers, and I think diversification is the most important when things start changing a little bit. You don't want to put all your eggs in a basket. So I at least plan on experimenting, and maybe YouTube streaming chat won't be as bad as YouTube comments.
Oh yeah, no, I streamed.
I'm not holding out too much hope. Hope is for the young.
No, I once went on YouTube streaming a game for a few hours, and no, the comments were non-existent because nobody watched. It was, I mean, obviously because it was like my first ever stream on there, so I wasn't expecting it, but yeah, no one turned up. I don't know how popular it is on there.
Okay, interesting.
I really can imagine the streaming on another platform than Twitch. Something I really love about Twitch is, well, first of all, when you stream, it's like you basically invite someone to your home, like you let them into your personal space. You give them precious time of your own to entertain people. Just letting them in, and that's a lot different from YouTube, I think, because you can just choose who you want to be, or who you want to have or allow in your own personal space and or stream. It's not something you can really do with YouTube, because on Twitch, you meet streamers, you meet other people, you basically build a friend circle around the name you were known for on Twitch. On YouTube, it's like you leave a comment and you are just that. You are one person in a giant sea of comments. And when you live stream, it's, I mean, of course, the same thing can happen when you live stream on YouTube. But Twitch is entirely based around building a community.
Yeah,
with
YouTube
the people you meet, and you can choose who you want to have in your community and who you don't want to have, and that's a lot different from real life, as well as streaming on other platforms. I mean, of course, I haven't checked out Mixer or anything else. Right now, I can only speak for YouTube and Twitch, but I think that's really what makes Twitch unique for me, and why I will stay on Twitch, and why I love Twitch.
And probably like YouTube as well is primarily for content and then for live, whereas like really quality content that's been well edited and designed, you've got like a nice cover for each video, etc. Whereas Twitch, it's just for people kind of like you said, making communities and chatting and kind of nothing necessarily pre-prepared, just being who you are on the spur of the moment. What about like with Mixer then? No, Flighty, yeah, sorry.
I was just gonna ask, have any of you got in on the ground floor of Mixer?
Oh yeah, I got banned from it
twice.
I was gonna say, who aren't TOS violators.
That's me. They call me the Violator.
It's not a good nickname.
No.
No, I've never tried. No, I've never tried Mixer. Never. I only learned about Mixer quite recently. Well, not recently, but within this sort of 6 months to a year, I kind of learned about Mixer, but I've never tried it. I've never even seen what the actual site looks like.
It used to be called Beam. I don't know if you remember it.
Okay. Okay, but, I remember Beam, but I've never heard of Mixer. I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
No, you could. No.
Oh, carry on. I was going to say the first time I ever heard of Mixer was when Ben was talking about how he got banned from it.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm back though.
It's a great first experience.
Yeah.
let me look this up.
But the thing is, like, all that I was streaming on Mixer was some Eurovision entries, and somehow we had like 10 viewers watching it. So I don't know if Mixer.
People were actually talking in there as well.
Yeah, and they were chatting in there, and it was just me playing Eurovision videos. So maybe, if you ever fancy it, try and give Mixer a go. Maybe maybe it was just pure weird that I got that, or maybe there are more people and fewer streams there, and people go. I don't know. Give it a go. It seems to be like Mixer is. I don't know how quickly it's growing. I don't think it'll ever top Twitch, but never say never. It could work out. So just go and stream on it sometime if you're not. I think partnered streamers. So unfortunately, I don't think Devon, you're not allowed to, are you?
No, it's
No.
part of the-
But those that aren't, give it a go.
Any kind of streaming platform, anything at all, I'm not allowed.
Oh,
It's just-
I mean, I do think that in stream platforms that have a smaller community, like of course Twitch is the most well-known streamer platform I think is out there. Second being YouTube now with their stream service, and I think third Mixer, and the rest I don't know of. But I do think that the larger a community is, the more likely there are to be, I guess, trolls and negative people on there as well. So I think someone, Enton just mentioned, my impression of Mixer is that it's more chatty in general, and that's actually what got me thinking, is that those streaming platforms that have smaller communities are a lot nicer and more talkative, more, I don't know. I mean, like I said, the bigger those communities are, the more likely they are to be negative people, trolls, etc.
yeah. And Neroxin says that there is a concern with small streamers that Twitch is saturated and it makes it difficult for new streamers to get followers. And I wonder if people go on Mixer who are looking for smaller streams, because I find Twitch makes it difficult. They've got the new homepage now where it's recommended streams, and pretty much every recommended one has got hundreds and hundreds of viewers. So maybe Mixer is a good place to find smaller ones. Maybe one time we should do the podcast on Mixer and see.
That
Just
would be
to,
interesting.
Yeah, that'd be an
What
interesting topic.
I think Twitch should have like a tab called support small streamers, and that like streamers with like maybe 10 viewers or less show up on the front page. Because whenever I look for new streams, I look for specifically small streams.
Yeah.
Because it helps you connect a lot more with.
Yeah.
I think it all comes down as well to the streamer, like, because one of my favorite streamers is Co-Carnage, and he's one of the biggest streamers on Twitch. He's got 1 million followers, but his community is just so positive, and they just fill the chat with good vibes, and it's because of him. It just bounces off of him. He's such a really, really just genuinely nice person. Like, he's so lovely. So some people like that I kind of look up to, like reach for because he's climbed so fast, and again, it just bounces off of him. It's his stream,
Yeah, no, like, I think everything your chat does reflect you. Like, your chat in there is kind of a bit of dark humor in there. They love it. They'll have the odd. They're not necessarily not PG, so it goes a little bit crude sometimes, which makes me feel right at home. It really reflects on the person. I mean, Flighty's chat. Wow, you should see some of that.
Oh, I can't wait.
Man.
I'm excited.
You need to check out Flighty. Get those teeth out, Flighty, and get back on the stream.
I know. I've been so tempted with pliers. The pain has been so bad. But that's dangerous. I do not want to get sepsis.
No. Don't pull your teeth out, guys.
The cool thing about my community, I think, I definitely stress like intersectionality, but I also stress sex positivity, because I do talk about sex a lot. Good. But I also have experience as a amateur sex educator. So like, if people come up in there and like start talking shit about herpes, then I'll be like, well, actually herpes is one of the most common viruses, and 80% of the human population has it. So it's also one of the most benign viruses that you can possibly have. So
you tell me your mother probably has it?
Yeah, and like, if your mom has it, then you definitely have it. And like, and if people like come up in my chat and like start, I don't know, saying some shit about trans people or intersex people, then like I'm 100% going to put my game down and set them straight, and then I'll pick my game back up.
Yeah.
And keep going.
I've
done that with like polyamory as well. Like, people have asked me questions, and I'll pause the game for that shit, and we'll have a chat. So
I love that.
There was a Guardian article on Facebook I saw today about it, and I thought I'm going to click the comments and see what happened. The amount of people who find it disgusting and object to something that just because they don't do it, it's not for them, is just it's not shocking because it's been like that forever. But they just freely say it. They were like, "Oh, it's disgusting. How can anybody ever want that?" Like, well, some people do. Get over it.
It's their hard wiring. It's the way that they're always going to be programmed to think.
Yeah. Should try it. I'm sure their
then when
partners are
was the
wanting it.
last time you wore a dildo ball gag anyway? Like, don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah. Wobble says people these days well, no, he's not. He's very open at you, Wobble. People these days are very narrow-minded. It's actually quite scary. Yeah, are they more?
I was thinking that exactly.
Are they more narrow-minded, or are they just kind of free to bleat out their narrow-mindedness?
But I think we were talking about it a couple of weeks back, Ben, where we were sort of commenting on various Little Britain sketches. Like, if that came out today, I reckon people would see the worst in it before they saw the actual comedy sort of value of it. It's that kind of offense kind of thing now that sort of seems to be the main factor for anything.
And people, because obviously people do, and then there'll be for every reaction, every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. That's so when people get really offended about something, then some people will decide to do the complete opposite and try and be as offensive as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
All right. Well, before we go, we've got one final question by I watch a lot of hentai. Wonderful. Well done. I like it. We are sex positive here. You're in an anime world where magic is everything. You can have one power. Which element? I think this is Melum's second account. Everything. You can have one power. Which element would you choose from water, lightning, earth, wind, fire, dark, or light?
Okay, Avatar.
I'm gonna
it's
let
like Pokemon.
pick for me.
You'd be poison.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
No, you'd definitely be earth because you're very down to earth, Flighty, and I like that.
Because I'll fucking kill you if you look at me wrong. If you lick me, you'll die. Like, what's your reasoning? What's happening there, Ben?
I said you were down to earth, Flighty. Yeah, it was no other. Yeah, no other thing.
That's why we're BFF.
What would you give me, Flighty? Dark, probably.
No.
Definitely dark.
You're like.
I like your humor.
You're like Earth. You're really sensible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're like one of the most.
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
You are so English. You're the most English
Have you heard Devon speak?
How dare you?
The accent isn't really the thing that makes you English, though. It's when I compliment you. You're so handsome, Ben.
No. I much prefer people to insult me than compliment.
He almost evaporated right then and there.
Yeah. I know. Josh is sensible. Danny says, I'm chill. Oh, that's one thing I am. I'm really...
Yeah, you are really chill.
I was playing...
high on life.
I was playing Destiny and I was dying to a boss a couple of times. And someone was like, how on earth can you be so chilled? And I'm like, I'm enjoying it. You know, I'm getting a little bit further each time.
Fucks given.
Yeah.
That's his kink.
Hentai says, I would pick light, since it's rare and I can pick up some hentai babes.
Is that really Mellow?
Yeah, I think it is Melon.
Oh my god.
Sounds just like him.
I love you so much.
What about Ace? I think Ace would be light. He's very innocent.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Absolutely. You are a warrior of light who says cunt sometimes, and it's cute.
What about
Just
Devon then?
from behind the mask, you're just like
Then runs.
Oh shit! I'm gonna get banned.
Ace is the Earth because he's one of the most down to earth people who doesn't just talk to his community. Well, like talks to. Well, he doesn't talk to his community. Well, like talks to people who aren't in the stream. I'm not sure.
Talks to assholes like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't talk to his community.
Yeah. I'm trying to think how else he would talk.
I talk a lot to my community.
No, it means like who doesn't just maybe. I'm guessing like when new people come in, he speaks to them before they're kind of officially part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very welcoming. But what about you, Devon?
I wouldn't know where to put me within those categories. I'd say Earth as well. Like, I'm kind of I'm a bit grounded that I'm a Virgo as well. I'm
I
a
thought you were going to say
Virgo.
something else then.
So I don't know. I reckon I would fit in within that category. But
La-
maybe with a little hint of darkness in there as well sometimes.
Leander
Yeah.
says that you're wind because you love to fart.
That's who you remind me of. I've been trying to. You remind me of Dorian from Dragon Age Inquisition.
I've had that. as well.
You are spitting image. I've been trying to think of it this whole
Tony
time.
Stark,
and I
not
got it.
Dorian.
He's one of
When
my
you
favorite.
said when you said you have a little bit of darkness in you, I was like, "Yep, there it is."
That is him.
I love it. Thank you. That's the best compliment. I love Dorian.
All right. Well, that is the
Hey.
end. Thank you. It's gone so quick. I can't believe that's been, whoa,
I
2
know.
hours, over 2 hours.
Like 10 minutes.
I know. I mean, you guys always love having you on, and Devon, you are more than welcome to come back
I
anytime
would
you want.
love to. Anytime that you want me on here, I will be back.
And you play so
without
many like
doubt.
different games that there's always something fresh to talk about. It's great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Destiny.
Yeah, you and
Sorry.
Destiny.
Do it.
Next,
Do it.
well, we
Start
need a
leveling.
click play Twitch and Destiny special rolled into one.
Okay.
Oh yes,
Destiny with the 4 of us.
yes.
I love Danny. The end. Why?
Yeah, I know.
I'm
Thank you,
gonna
Dan.
carry us all, and I'm gonna bring the boy butter, and it's gonna be a good time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Gross. You're gross.
Hey, I thought you were sex positive. Flighty, how do we find you?
Please find me here on Twitch at Twitch TV / that flighty broad.
Click the link in
and on
channel.
and on Twitter THT flighty broad, because there are too many characters in my name.
Oh, it's like me
You
on.
can see me talk. You can see me be a curmudgeonly old woman and talk about depression and my period over on Twitter.
Wonderful. I'm gonna.
Please join me.
I love that.
And Ace, how do we find you?
You can just find me on Twitch as well Twitch. Don't bother checking out my other social media. I don't use it, but you should be able to just guess it. I think my Twitter is Ace of Twitter, so you can easily guess the rest.
Ace of Fortnite on Fortnite. Ace of Tinder on Tinder.
Ace of Tinder. Ooh, I'm gonna go look that up right now.
Oh. Josh says Flighty is one of my favorite people on Twitter. Oh, and he follows me. Thanks.
Oh, that's the highest. That's the highest endorsement I could ever. Fuck you, boy butter. That was the best endorsement I could ever get right there.
Oh, you're gonna put that on there. And of course, Devon Bumpkin. How on earth do we find you?
You can find me on Pornhub.
Yeah.
No.
Grindr.
Damn it.
Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter, or Devon Bumpkin, just one word.
Brilliant. And
Pretty simple.
yeah, guys, you can find us on clickclickplay.com. I've been a bit bad at uploading the podcast on clickclickplay and also on RSS feeds, so on iTunes, because I thought, well, I looked on iTunes and it said nobody watches enough to actually show any stats, and which is weird, because then when I stopped doing it, I had a few people go, hey, do you do podcasts still? Because I watch it on there. So I will be I'll put this one up quite soon, and I'll be adding the ones that I've missed in the next week or so.
Cool.
Good
yeah.
shit.
Thank you very
Nice.
much.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you guys for
Thank you
watching.
for having me, man.
Anytime. No, and thanks for the short notice, because when I was like, we got 3. Who else is there that that is awesome? And I gave you a message, Ace, like this morning or this afternoon sometime.
Like 2 hours before you messaged me. Like,
Yeah.
I wanna go.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much. It was great that you were able to.
Anytime you want me on, I'm all down.
Careful, I'll be taking you up on that. Okay. Good luck with your good luck with your extraction, Flighty. We want pictures on Twitter and everything.
3 of them. Oh yeah, and
3.
I'm gonna have my husband take pictures of me doped up after.
Oh my
the
God.
surgery, too.
Please do.
IRL
Video.
stream. We want IRL Flighty getting her teeth pulled out.
Just live stream the whole time.
Oh, are you gonna be like redneck with all missing? Which teeth? Is it back ones or is it like the front ones? You're
Oh
gonna
no,
be like...
they're all the way back here. They're not in the money making line.
You're not gonna be whistling when you
So.
speak. All right. Well,
No.
that catches all next Sunday. Oh wait, when's everyone's next stream? Devon, when are you next streaming?
I'm streaming tomorrow.
Oh.
Tomorrow at 6 p.m.
6
British
p.m.
summertime.
And Ace, any plans?
Not sure when. Still having my my streaming break. But Tomb Raider is coming out September 14th in less than a week, so I might be able to.
I'm going to be on
stream
that
and
too.
come back.
So excited.
Nice.
Which
And Flighty, when are you